Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca Gardner, and welcome back to another episode of my Read Along With Me series. So for this episode, we're going to be reading 3 chapters. Yesterday, we read 5 chapters, and basically what happened, from what I remembered, is that Heather blew off Melinda, and we knew all along that Heather is not a very good friend to Melinda. But however, just because Heather is not a very good friend to Melinda, it does not necessarily mean she's a bad person. But, reading this, I was like, oh, come on, Heather, you can do better. You can do better than that. So, so today we're gonna read parts where Melinda gets in trouble with the principal because of her grades and the fact that she wouldn't speak, and so on. I'll go into more depth about it in the episode. So yeah, let's get reading. We have a meeting with Principal. Someone has noticed that I've been absent and that I don't talk. They figure I'm a more head case than a criminal, so they call in the guidance counselor too. Mother's mouth twitches with words she doesn't want to say in front of strangers. Dad keeps checking his beeper, hoping someone will call. I sip water from a paper cup. If the cup were lead crystal, I would open my mouth and take a bite. Crunch, crunch, swallow. They want me to speak. Why won't you say anything? Oh my gosh, open your mouth. This is childish, Melinda. Say something. You are only hurting yourself by refusing to cooperate. I don't know why she's doing this to us. The principal hums loudly and gets in the middle. We all agree we are here to help. Let's start with grades. They are not what we expected from you, Melinda. Last year you were a straight B student. No behavior problem, few absences, but the reports I've been getting, well, what can we say? That's the point. She won't say anything. I can't get a word out of her. She's mute. I think we need to explore the family dynamics at play here. She's jerking us around to get attention. I say this in my head. Would you listen? Would you believe me? Fat chance. Well, something is wrong. What have you done to her? I had a sweet, loving little girl last year, but as soon as she comes up here, she clams up, skips school, and flushes her grades down the toilet. I golf with the school board president, you know. We don't care who you know, Jack. We have to get Melinda to talk. Do the two of you have marriage issues? Mother responds with unladylike language. Father suggests that the guidance counselor visit that hot, scary underground world. The guidance counselor grows quiet. Maybe she understands why I keep it zipped. Principal sits back in his chair and doodles the hornet. Tick, tick, tick. I'm missing study hall for this. Nap time. Nap time. How many days until graduation? I lost track. I lost track. Have to find a calendar. Mother and father apologize. They sing a show tune. What are we to do? What are we to do? She's so blue. We're just two. What, oh, what are we supposed to do? In my head world, they jump in on principal's desk and perform a tap dance routine. A spotlight flashes on them. A chorus line joins in, and the guidance counselor dances around a spangled cane. I giggle. Zap. Back in their world. You think this is funny? We are talking about your future life, Melinda. I don't know where you picked up that slacker attitude, but you certainly didn't learn it at home. Probably from the bad influences up here. Actually, Melinda has some very nice friends. I've seen her helping that group of girls who volunteer so much. Meg Harcutt, Emily Briggs, Sarabon Phelan. Very nice girls. They all come from good families. He looks at me for the first time and tilts his head to one side. Those are your friends? Do they choose to be so dense? Were they born that way? I have no friends. I have nothing. I say nothing. I am nothing. I wonder how long it takes to ride a bus to Arizona. Merriweather and school suspension. This is my consequence. It is my contract. It is in my contract. It's true what they tell you about not signing anything without reading it carefully. Even better, pay a lawyer to read it carefully. The guidance counselor dreamed up the contract after our cozy get-together in the principal's office. It lists a million things I'm not supposed to do and the consequences I'll suffer if I do them. The consequences for minor offenses like being late to class or not participating were stupid. They wanted me to write an essay, so I took another day off and bingo. I earned a trip to MISS. I earned a trip to Miss. It's a classroom painted white, with uncomfortable chairs and a lamp that buzzes like an angry hive. The inmates of Miss are commanded to sit and stare at the empty walls. It is supposed to bore us into submission or prepare us for an insane asylum. Our guard dog today is Mr. Neck. He curls up his lips and growls at me. I think this is part of his punishment, that bigoted crap he pulled in class. There are two other convicts with me. One has a cross tattooed on his shaved skull. He sits like a granite boy waiting for a chisel so he can carve himself out of the mountainside. The other kid looks completely normal. His clothes are a little freaky maybe, but that's a misdemeanor here, not a felony. When Mr. Nick gets up to greet a late arrival, the normal-looking kid tells me he likes to He likes to start fires. Our last companion is Andy Evans. My breakfast turns into hydrochloric acid. He turns at Mr. Neck and sits down next to me. Cutting again, Andy? No, sir. One of your colleagues thinks I have an authority problem. Can you believe it? No more talking. I am a bunny rabbit again, hiding in the open. I sit like I have an egg in my mouth. One move, one word, and the egg will shatter and blow up the world. I'm getting seriously weird in the head. When Mr. Neck isn't looking, Andy blows in my ear. I want to kill him. I can't do anything. Not even in art class. Mr. Freeman, a pro at staring out the window himself, thinks he knows what's wrong. Your imagination is paralyzed, he declares. You need to take a trip. Ears perk up all over the classroom, and someone turns down the radio. A trip? Is he planning a field trip? You need to visit a mine of a great one, continues Mr. Freeman. Papers flutter as the class size. The radio sings louder again. He pushes my pitiful linoleum block aside and gently sets down an enormous book. Picasso, he whispers like a priest. Picasso, who saw the truth, who painted the truth, molded it, ripped it from the earth with 2 angry hands. He pauses. But I'm getting carried away, I nod. See Picasso, he commands. I can't do everything for you. You must walk alone to find your soul. Blah, blah, blah. Looking at pictures would be better than watching snow drift. I open the book. Picasso sure had a thing for naked women. Why not draw them with their clothes on? Who sits around without a shirt on plucking a mandolin? Why not draw naked guys, just to be fair? Naked women is art. Naked guys a no-no, I bet. Probably because most painters are men. I don't like the first chapters. Besides all the naked women, he painted these blue pictures like he ran out of red and green for a few weeks. He painted circus people and some dancers who look like they are standing in smog. He should have made them cough. The next chapter steals my breath away. It takes me out of the room. It confuses me. It confuses me while one part of my brain jumps up and down screaming, I get it. Cubism. Seeing beyond what is on the surface, moving both eyes and a nose to the side of the face, dicing bodies and tables and guitars as if they were celery sticks, and rearranging them so that you have to really see them to see them. Amazing. What did the world look like to him? I wish he had gone to high school at Merriweather. I bet we could have hung out. I searched the whole book and never see one picture of a tree. Maybe Picasso couldn't do trees either. Why did I get stuck with such a lame idea? I sketch a cubist tree with hundreds of skinny rectangles for branches. They look like lockers, boxes, glass shards, lips with triangle brown leaves. I drop the sketch on Mr. Freeman's desk. "Now you're getting somewhere," he says. He gives me a thumbs up. So, yeah, basically, Melinda gets in trouble with the principal because of her grades and her behavior problems and her absence. And she gets suspended for a few weeks. And Melinda is still struggling with her tree. And Mr. Freeman tells her to explore in Picasso's world and gain some imagination. Like, that I think is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't really have a discussion question, but we can still discuss about the book though, so yeah, let's get that going, you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Remember to stay happy, stay safe, and stay cool. And I am off to the moon, and I will be back soon.